All right, welcome back, everybody. So, if you were been following along, right? So, first video was about 5 tools that can get you started with any DIY and woodworking project. In the second video I posted, we go over how a simple under the $50 DIY project can really enhance the look and feel of your kitchen. But now we're going to expand to a new project that can be used anywhere in the house to enhance the look and feel of it. It's super simple. So I'm gonna need Bill, go ahead and roll that footage. I actually don't have a bill, so I'm just gonna cut right here and then we'll take a look at what we're gonna be making today. All right, so now that I don't have a bill and I'm back up here so I can show you what we're making. Today we're gonna be making one of these sweet, super simple hanging shelves. Or I'm sorry, a floating shelf. All right, so super simple, no complex joinery, simple tools. All right, so you've seen that the project that's going to be able to enhance pretty much anywhere in your house is a floating shelf. Well, I'm going to tell you, we're going to go through a basic way that you can make this. Obviously, if you don't have all the tools that I'm using, you can refer back to my first video where I kind of talk about the tools that you do need, and I'll be also explaining how it is that you would do this if you were only had those basic tools with you. So I have some scrap 1x12s from some of the noodle boards that I'm making. So we're going to cut these down into 1x6s, which are actually 5.5 inches wide by 3/4 inches thick. And then they're going to be, you're going to cut them to whatever the space is that you want. These are going to be about 18 inches wide by that 5.5 inches deep. And then we're going to make some 1x2s, and we're also going to have a 2x2. So let's go ahead and get these things cut down to size, and then we'll get started. So now we got our two 1x6s, which will be the top and the bottom. We're now going to go ahead and start ripping down the front and then the sides. So to create a little bit of space for the 2x2 that's going to be actually the wall anchor, here we're going to give us a little bit of room here, right? So a 2x2 is actually 1.5 inches by 1.5 inches square. And so we're probably going to make it about 1 5/8 inches of a gap, right? So we'll kind of do some math here. So if you struggled with high school math and fractions, it's fine. So did I, but we'll figure it out. And then we're going to make the front plate cover the whole thing, right? So all of these will be called what's called butt joints. So it will literally just be butt up against each other, right? No fancy miters, no box joints, no dovetails, no crazy things you've probably seen on TikTok challenges, none of that stuff. It's gonna be a simple butt joint for these two things. So we got these two boards cut. I'm gonna go ahead and get the other pieces cut, and I'll tell you what those dimensions are here in just a moment. All right, so we got all of our pieces cut. So the tops and the bottom of the floating shelf are going to be 18.5 inches long by the 5.5 inches wide, right? And then these two side pieces here are going to be, at least for the shelf that I'm building, they are the 5.5 inches wide by 3.25 inches tall, okay? And like I said, we're doing this really simple. So this is just what's called a butt joint. So I have the two pieces here, right? The ends of the top and the bottom, okay? And then the two side pieces are literally butted up against the top and the bottom. Now, I'm just using some Titebond 2 wood glue and some parallel clamps to clamp them all on there. But you can use screws, you can use nails, it doesn't matter. That's what makes a butt joint super easy, super quick, super simple to do. And then I have a face plate that will go over the front. So I do it on this side, right? Right over the front here, just like that. Okay? So it gives a nice clean look on the face. And the top and the bottom, yeah, you'll see the butt joints. But other than that, the front will look like just a solid piece. Now, to mount this to the wall, we're going to be using a 1x2. Now, the 1x2 will fit right in the middle here, like so, okay? And it slides in and out. Now, we got about a 1/16 of an inch gap between the top and bottom pieces and our wall-mounted bracket, okay? That's to allow it to easily slide on. It can rest, the top will rest on here. But you can mount this one or two ways. If you know nothing really heavy is going to be on here, you can simply just drill through here, use some wall anchors. It's always best when mounting anything to the wall to find a stud and mount it on there. But if not, some heavy duty wall anchors will also work. And then we'll secure the shelf itself to the bracket through some holes along the top. Then we'll screw right into the bracket itself to hold it in place. And then, bing bada boom, floating shelf. So we're gonna let this dry up a little bit, and then we'll install our face plate, and then we'll move on to our next steps. All right, so we got all of the pieces getting dried together and whatnot. And if you're wondering, instead of finagling with a bunch of clamps, I just stacked some weight on top of the faceplate here just to kind of help keep an even gluing surface. So I asked my son what color we're gonna paint this thing. So we're gonna go with flat black. But while the glue and everything is drying, we're actually going to head upstairs and get the bracket installed onto the wall. So if you'll just come with me, we can go inside my son's messy room and we can install this. All right, hey, so like I said, we're waiting for the shelf to hang. So we're gonna go ahead and install a mounting bracket here. So you can't really see it, but I got 3 drywall anchors up here. Each one's rated for about 70 pounds. And of course, I have the man of the hour, my son, who's my cameraman, holding it there steady for me so you guys can see it. So we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna get these things installed on here. I made sure it was level first. What I do is I took these screws and just had them poke just outside, and then I pushed them into the wall once they were level. And then we installed the drywall anchors. So we're gonna go ahead and screw this all in here, and then hopefully by the time we're done, the actual shelf itself will be. All right, so we were gonna do it in black, but now my black paint is bad. So what we did was we went ahead and just put it in some classic gray by Varathane. Right, so it'll actually go better with the furniture anyway, so it worked out. So I went ahead and pre-drilled the holes and installed the screws that will be going into the actual mounting part, that 2x2 that we installed onto the wall earlier. There. So let's go ahead and get this thing installed. So back upstairs to my son's messy room so we can get this thing on there and we'll see what it looks like. All right, so back up here in the room, right? So got the shelf, see our mounting bracket up there. So we're going to go ahead and just simply slide this thing on here and go ahead and install it. Oh man, probably should have got a step stool. Alright, and there you go, just like that. Nice little floating shelf. Super easy, you can do it yourself. It took like just a few boards. I'll get a full product list in the description below. But there you go. If you like this kind of content and seeing some stuff around the house, be sure to like and subscribe to my channel and click that notification bell so you know whenever I post up one of these new videos.